What's up, everyone? It's me here again, just talking about quitting smoking weed. And you know what? Ever since I made those videos, I've gotten a lot of emails from people saying that thank you very much, and some people got inspired to actually go ahead and quit from some of these videos. And I got a lot of emails. And thank you guys for your kind words, and also congratulations on you guys who decided to quit and quit. I'm talking to people that hadn't smoked. Some people quit like right around the time I made that first video, and they're still sober today. Congratulations, that's huge. But anyway, here, watch this video. If you want to learn how to quit smoking weed, I think there's video number 4, how to quit smoking weed. 4, 5, and 6 is the most specific advice on like how to quit smoking weed. And this video, I just got info for just random info, and this is kind of good for some of you guys who are struggling that want to quit and are having problems, and just random motivation. Okay. So, I guess first, for those of you guys who are like on day one and you guys are just stuck and just like wondering, like, dang, what do I do? Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do. Like, and I know exactly what you're talking. I got a lot of emails about that. I know exactly how you feel. Like, I remember one time when I first quit, I was on day one and I was just sitting there staring off into space, like, damn, what do I do? I don't even know life without weed. Like everything was just so like I didn't understand. Like how am I supposed to live? Like what am I supposed to do with my time? I'm usually either smoking weed or finding a way to get weed, getting money together to get weed, rolling weed up, in regards to I'm usually busy doing something, and it's usually weed related. So now I'm on day one and I'm sober and I'm like, okay, now what? Now what do I do? Because everything involved weed, and now I just am puzzled. And I remember thinking, why no? I'll call someone who's sober and ask them what they do, or ask them if I can hang out with them. And then I started thinking about everyone I knew, and they all smoked weed, and I was just like, dang, what am I gonna do? Anyway, some things that you can do are chores that you've been meaning to get to, like this. You do some chores you mean to get to, like let's say you always wanted to paint your room and just never got around to it, or let's say you always wanted to clean your desk up and your desk is a mess and your whole room's a mess. Cleaning it up would take the entire day. Like cleaning your room up really good would take the entire day. Cleaning your car might take like 4 hours. You know what I mean? Occupy your time with stuff like that. I remember I washed all my clothes. I remember the day I quit smoking cigarettes was on a New Year's Eve. The next day, I just remember telling myself I can't pick up the phone. The phone rings. I can't pick it up. And I actually turned it off. And when people call me, I can hang out with them because they're gonna be smoking cigarettes, and I'm gonna want to smoke. And I didn't trust myself in that situation, and you shouldn't either. In any situation that might involve this drug that you're trying to avoid, which is probably weed. Um, but anyway, so I remember I was like, I'm gonna wash all my freaking clothes, and I had a lot of clothes. I even washed clothes that I'm not even going to wear, that I don't even plan to wear. Just clothes that were in my closet that it kind of smelled like closet. I was like, I'll wash these too, and dry them too. So that took a lot of time. I remember folding them and just doing everything, and then I was staying busy. I was doing push-ups, and at the end of the day, I felt good because I got all this stuff done. But yeah, go ahead and do some chores maybe. I'm pretty sure you can keep yourself busy for the entire day. If you sleep 9 hours, and that means you're awake for 15. So I'm pretty sure you can occupy yourself 15 hours of the entire day with just chores alone. For probably like 2 or 3 days too, at least one. Another idea, I put some ideas in another video, but some of them required money. These are ideas that require no money. Um, you can go work out. You can go, regardless if you're in shape or not. I remember I have always wanted to be in really good shape, and I had told myself, man, I want to start working out again. All I was doing was smoking weed. So when I quit smoking weed, naturally, the first thing I really went right to was working out. So I would do push-ups. My goal was to eventually do 200 push-ups in one day, and to do that every day. And that's pretty easy. I have 4, 8, 12, 16. I think you gotta do 16 sets of 12. And I would do 12 nonstop. So I would do 12, take a break, do another 12. Anyway, I do that 16 times, and that comes to 200, I think, or 196. But anyway, so I had that goal, and anyway, I would spend hours. I would purposely make it take long, me exercising. and I would do free stuff: push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, jumping jacks, running on the street, and then at one point I even um, got a free membership to a gym. There's like a gym nearby, and you can get like a free 2 week trial or something like that. You know, it takes like 10 minutes. You just got to give them your name, your phone number, all that stuff, and they give you a free 2 week trial. So I would like run to the gym, or I didn't have a car at the time, so I would like find a way to get to the gym, and that was always a journey: catching the bus, walking there, whatever, running. You could run to the gym. That's exercising, and it's a journey, and you will feel so good. You'll feel amazing. Um, you could anyway go to the gym. Other things. I would walk. I would go on long walks by myself with no one. I wouldn't call anyone, and I would leave my phone at home. I would spend the entire day on that walk. You know what I mean? Almost 15 hours. So I would just leave the house, and I would walk in a direction that I prefer. Because if I walked north or south, no, I'm sorry, north or east, I would walk in east. I'm walking into like really bad neighborhoods that I don't want to walk into, and north, I'm walking into like industrial areas, and I don't really want to walk over there. But if I walk west or southwest, I'm walking into beautiful scenery and, if anything, nice places, nice areas. So I would just walk west about 10 miles, and then from there I walked kind of back a little bit, but south, so like southeast, and about 7 miles, and then before you know it, it was dark and it was time to go home. And I had a great time, and that was years ago, and I remember it, and I love it, and I miss it, and I want to do it again. Bike rides, going along, bike rides somewhere real far. Make a goal in your head. Okay, I want to go to like some city in your mind. Just like, okay, I want to make it this far and then come back. And bring an inner tube with you if you do, because I did that once. My tire popped, and I had to get a ride home. But anyway, and if you have any more, if you need more suggestions on what to do with yourself for that first day or two or whatever, write me an email and I'll give you more ideas, because I got these other points that I want to make here, and don't want to waste anyone's time with just going off on that. So, other things. Now, for those people out there that bash the idea of getting sober, um, there are people that say "La, la, 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 la," and they just defend being high to the fullest, and they've been smoking weed for years, and they've been pretty much started smoking weed one day, never stopped, and are still smoking today. And for a lot of them, it's been at least 5 years since they started and haven't taken a break since. And they defend being high, and and they defend that lifestyle, and they just pretty much say that they don't want to try being sober. That they don't say it like that, but that's pretty much what they're saying, you know? So let me get this straight. You don't want to try being sober. Like, so that's what they're saying. So anyway, I guess I just want to say, how can you bash being sober? You've never even been sober. Like, how can you know that it's not the best way to live? Or how do you know that it's not, how do you know that you wouldn't decide that it's the best way to live? How do you know that you wouldn't like it? You know what I mean? Um, I can almost guarantee this. If everyone that does any drug, that smokes weed, speed, whatever, cigarettes, alcoholic, whatever you do, I can almost guarantee, like I can almost put like 99 point, I can almost 100% guarantee it, but it's like 99 point something percent guarantee that if everyone that does drugs knew what it was like to actually be sober, so if they actually tried being sober, made it to the point where they're actually sober, I can almost guarantee that they would love it, that they would love it to death, and they would cherish it, and they would say something like, I never want to smoke ever again, I never want to do drugs ever again. You know what? Here, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say something right now, and it's 100% true. And remember this, okay? I am a person that used to smoke weed every single day. I was an ultimate pothead, probably worse than you. I was a serious alcoholic, probably worse than you. And I was a super duper nicotine smoking fiender of cigarettes, probably worse than you, okay? I say this with all my heart, and I mean it, and I know it's so true, and I believe it, okay? I never, ever, ever want to smoke weed ever again for the rest of my life. Now, if being sober were no big deal, I wouldn't say stuff like that. Okay? That's how much better being sober is than being high. that I never want to smoke weed ever again for the rest of my life. I never want to inhale any smoke at all ever again for the rest of my life. I never want to get high off of anything. I never want to that whipped cream stuff. That I never want to do that ever again. I never want to do anything. I never want to smoke cigarettes ever again for the rest of my life. I never want to drink alcohol ever again for the rest of my life. You know why? I'm happy being myself, okay? When you get high, you're not yourself. You leave yourself and you go become a really crappy version of yourself. This is 100% you. If this bottle, when it's full, if when this bottle is full, that means it's you. Like, let's say your name is Tommy. When you're sober, you're 100% Tommy. This bottle's all the way full. When you do drugs, when you smoke weed, you become less yourself. You're not all the way yourself. You're like a fraction of yourself. This is probably 20% right now, or 10%. You know, this is probably like a heroin addict. Heroin addict's probably like 7% himself. Let's say a heroin addict named Tommy. Let's say he's normally like a bright, really funny, really energetic, really articulate guy. Like, hey, it's really nice to meet you. How you doing there, buddy? Like that. Let's say that's naturally Tommy. But then one day he starts doing heroin, and this is him every day. And then when he's walking around and talking, he's like, yeah, what's up, man? Huh? Hey, man, just so you want to buy some speakers for $10 or what? That's 10% or 5 or something. Like, that's nowhere near what Tommy really is, okay? And when you're a pothead, you're like around 50, 60% yourself. I've had people who haven't seen me in years, and I have a personality. Like, I have a very strong personality. Like, people just memorize how I act and things I say and what I do and stuff like that. Whatever. But people will come by and see me that haven't seen me in a long time when I was smoking. They didn't know I had been smoking weed. You know, last time they see me, I was sober or something, or just not that bad. And they come by and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like what the heck? Like what happened to you? You are not your. This is not this. Like let's." They're like, "This is not the person that I know. You used to be so funny. You used to be so loud. You used to be so like fun and bubbly and goofy and energetic and articulate. You don't even talk anymore. You're just quiet. You just sit there, and when you do talk, you mumble, and the things you talk about are no longer interesting. You used to say the most interesting things, dude. You used to have the most interesting things to say. You used to have the most funniest comebacks. You don't have comebacks anymore. You don't say funny things anymore. And when you do, they're crap, dude. And the only people that laugh are your stupid little pothead friends. They're not making me laugh. You used to crack me up. What happened? You know what I mean? They're telling me I'm not myself, and I believe them too. I know I'm not gonna defend myself. Oh, you're just. No way. I'm be like, I'm an honest person. I was like, I know, man. I need to get it together, you know. And but the first 2 years of me smoking weed, I'd be like, man, get out of my house. Like seriously, I would. Like, you want to talk to me like that? Get the f out. Get the f out. Okay. Another thing is, everybody wants to be good. Deep down inside, you wish you were good. Even if you're like the strongest pothead and you hate the idea of quitting, you want to be good deep down inside. I've always wanted to be a good boy. Deep down inside me, I've always wanted to be good. I would bad talk. I would bash good kids. Like, yeah, you effing fag or effing whatever, you freaking idiot. You got to go home early. Oh, you're weak. You know what I mean? I can stay out as late as I want. You know what I mean? But deep down inside, it's like, I wish I had to be home early. I wish I had somewhere to be tomorrow. Like, this kid has something going on in his life. I don't have anything. I'm just a loser, you know? I really wish I was a good kid that naturally wanted to do good things and was naturally good. I wish I wasn't cussing. I used to cuss all the time, and people would say, you know, you got a bad mouth, and I would say something mean like F you, you know? But deep down inside, I really wish I didn't cuss. I really wish I didn't drink. I really wish I didn't smoke anything. Like, deep down inside, I would never admit it. At one point, I would never admit it, but it was in there. And I would envy those people that didn't need to drink, didn't need to smoke, didn't need to cuss, didn't need to rely on friends. I was so weak. You know, smoking weed is a sign of weakness. Getting high is a sign of weakness. You know what I mean? I couldn't be dependent. I mean, I couldn't be independent. I was dependent. I depended on my friends. I depended on these drugs just to get by. This video is going to end in 5 seconds. Watch part whatever it is. Watch the next one, okay?